Welcome to another episode of the Southern Boating Podcast. I'm Ian Sneed.
I'm James Anderson.
And today we're going to be covering three, I think, awesome topics. First, we're going to be talking about multifunctional displays, which I know sounds like, okay, how's that an awesome topic? Well, because there's some new technology in the multifunctional displays we're going to touch on that you're going to want to listen to.
Here we go.
Second, we're going to talk about a product that is actually, I would say, supported by Skip, which he is always hands off when it comes to products or manufacturers or whatever.
Making a recommendation. Of
Making recommendations, yep. But this solved a problem for him. So you're going to learn about the problem he had and what product he used to solve it. Yep. And again, it's not.
Lastly is the
boat review that we're going to cover.
Yep, which is
the Solara
310
SC for Sports Coupe.
Which you've been on.
I have been on and I enjoyed. So I will share my experience with that as well. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And as we get started, leave a comment and let us know if you've seen a Solara out on the water. Where did you see it? And what did you think about how it was riding the water?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you didn't know I was going to do that.
No, well, I like it.
I came up with that on the spot, just a heads up. Because I'm actually curious because I've seen Solaras in person multiple times. And I like it. They look great. Yeah, they look great. So, all right, but that's not what we're starting with. Let's begin.
All right. So first one we're going to talk about, Furuno's new MFD.
Yes.
Right? Which they call the TZ Touch XL MFD.
Now, if you are a subscriber, that is in our Bahamas issue, the April issue. I don't know if I can get that on camera. So you can always check it out on page 34. And for those of you that are not subscribers, we're going to touch on a few very important elements within Furuno's MFD display. First of all, I think the size, the new sizes that they have, incredible.
Right. So they actually came out with the two larger sizes last year in 2023. I think it was the 22 and the 24 inch. And then this year they rounded it out, adding to it the 10, the 13, the 16. So now you have 10, 13, 16, 22, and 24 inch in the TZ Touch.
And what I love about the sizes is a lot of times you'll see multifunctional displays. There's two screens that take up the same amount of space or more space than one of these multifunctional displays. And with this, the way it's set up, it takes up less space on your console, but at the same time gives you more actual screen space than the two separate multifunctional displays would. So I just loved that about it. When you saw it,
it looks very, very clean. That's for sure. It looks
so
good.
But
I think the function and what they do was the most impressive part.
The most impressive part.
So one of the things being is that
the AI assisted.
Well, they got the AI assisted pieces, and that comes in two different ways, right? AI assisted routing, and then the AI hazard avoidance.
Yeah.
So for rerouting, right? So we'll talk about those in a minute. But just to get started, like I said, they've been around for a little bit of time now. They're adding to this lineup. And one of the reasons being that they came out with some of this new stuff, like the TZ maps, is because the maps that they were using before were part of Garmin.
Right.
So with the changes in the market space, they needed their own maps.
Yep.
So they finally developed their own maps. Right. And it's impressive to me.
They were one of the last MFD manufacturers to come out with their own maps, specifically because they said, we want to make sure that whatever we release meets our standards, which, if you know Furuno, is a very high standard. So I actually really like the fact that they took their time to bring the maps to market. And I say took the time as if it took forever. No, because they work quick and efficiently. But they came up with very strong, I mean, I guess maps. I don't know what else to call them. They're maps.
The detail in the maps
is crazy.
And the depth charting and all of that.
Down to like 3 inches. Dude.
Crazy.
Wild.
Crazy. Satellite imagery, too, that's incorporated into it. So as you're getting close to shore, you actually see some of the buildings in the satellite imagery.
Yeah.
Very kind of cool.
They're fun maps. Like if you look at a map, most times when you look at maps, they're just, they're maps. It's just the information you need to get from point A to point B. But this is a little bit more of an experience of a map.
So, and now let's talk about the AI.
Yeah.
The AI aspect of this, actually, they're not the first to it.
Right.
Which I never am one that really likes to incorporate the very first generation of anything. because it's going to have faults to it, right? It needs a lot of and especially with AI, it's got to learn over time. So the longer you wait to incorporate AI, usually the better it is. So they have the AI routing, number one, which is going to actually be AI routing program intelligently builds routes considering the boat's draft and navigational obstacles in the area. The AI capability means that the system will learn as routes are built and modified by boaters. So it's learning off of other devices as well. So it's computing it and then making new suggestions sometimes down the road.
It's also learning based off of your preference. So while it might be learning, oh, this is a common route that boaters take, this is the route that this boater prefers, it'll make that adjustment. And then the considerations on the draft and whatnot, you put in the information, you put in your boat's information, and it takes that into consideration when it uses AI to create a route. And it's as simple as, starting point and then on the map, point B, and it generates the route based off of all the information that you've put into it.
Correct. Yeah, which is really nice. So it helps
so smooth.
You don't have to go down and plan your route out yourself, making sure and checking depths and what may be in the surrounding area. It's going to help you with a lot of that, which is great. It improves the safety on the water, most important.
Not just safety on the water, but the headache of trying to figure things out, like, it takes out mistakes.
Increases safety.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, it's great.
Now, to also talk about increasing safety, it has the risk visualizer with AI avoidance rerouting.
Yes.
So, as I highlighted here, it leverages its radar's automatic radar plotting aid capability to visually warn the helmsperson of potentially dangerous targets. So it's going to pick up via radar an issue, right? A hazard.
Yep.
And then it's going to reroute you around that.
Yep.
And it's going to take into account all of the things that we just talked about, which is great, right? So it's going to show you the hazard, it's going to show you the area around the hazard, and it's going to show you a route around the hazard, which is excellent.
Right. If anyone out there is kind of an investor, they'll understand the concept of risk management, right? And there's certain things that they read in the news, there's certain things that they see in the way the market moves, where they have these visual cues of, hey, you know what? I should make this adjustment to my current strategy. Well, when we're on the water, it's really just what we can see that provides that, right? So when you add this AI-assisted rerouting to avoid that risk, oh man, it could very well be a lifesaver.
Well, it's going to help you think and maneuver,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Instead of you using all of your brain power to figure things out, you now have some assistance to help figure things out. So in real time, you can make a decision faster.
You're going to have more information to make that decision.
Correct.
Which is what we're always looking for when it
Most
comes to
important.
risk avoidance or risk management.
Absolutely. So Furuno, great job. Really cool product.
Yeah.
Now the next one we're going to talk about, we met with them. And actually, we discovered for the first time we met with them at the Stewart Boat Show.
That's right.
So it's been a little bit of time. It was a cleaning product known as, what do they call it? Nautical One from McKee's 37. And it's Extreme Mildew Remover. So as anybody knows, in the boating world, God, especially Florida, wet, hot, equals mildew, no matter what you do. I mean, it's just part of it, right? It's something we get used to. If it stays damp, it's going to get mildew, And this is something that's very, very hard to deal with many times. There's a lot of cleaners out on the market that say that they do work, but the mildew comes back right away, or it doesn't clean off all the mildew. You still got some residual left.
So let me share real quick. You can find information about this product in our March issue in Stem to Stern. And if you read View of the Pilot House, is that right? Yeah, that's right.
View from the Pilot House.
From the Pilot House, thank you. I was like, one of those words is off, and I know it, but I don't know which one. Okay, View from the Pilot House. Skip talks about his experience finding it at Stewart, and he talks about what led to him wanting to even see the demonstration. He's struggled with removing mildew for a while
off of seat cushions.
Yeah, and he had literally bought products just like every other boater does, buys different products, and they were considering reupholstering the chairs, right? dropping
the bolsters on the gunnels and some other spots.
So
on
they
the
were
boat.
they were going to drop, if I remember right, 1,500 to reupholster. And they were having that conversation as he came across the product. He sees the demonstration, and he's kind of skeptical about demonstrations at shows. But this one actually, in his eyes, looked like it was working the way the person was presenting it. So he decided to give it a shot. The product is, according to this, MSRP $25.
Which is a good deal.
Which is a very good deal. And he thought, okay, for $25, I'll give it a shot. When you compare 1,500 to 25, yeah, I'm gonna try the gamble.
And I'll tell you something. So McKee's products, the individual that developed this product, Nick, he has been in the detailing industry for over 30 years. He is very well known and has helped with many, many products that I have used. And every one of his products always gets better and better and better. So I wouldn't be surprised if he even improves above and beyond this. Because one of the things that's always changing, a lot of people really don't understand this with detailing products, is we are constantly developing new paints, new finishes, new upholstery products, everything's always developing, right? But if your cleaning products aren't developing as well to go along with them, they're not going to work as well as they once did.
Right.
So Nick is always in the development process. He's got his own team of people developing these products and working with the different chemicals and coming up with these compositions to make the best product.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I've used his other products over the years, not the McKee's products, but other products he's been involved with, and he has never once let me down. From cars to any other detailing products, outstanding. So this does not surprise me when I found out it was his product.
Right.
And I went went back and found out actually that it was him.
Yeah.
And I went, wait a minute. I know who this is. I know the products. And yeah, it's not really a surprise to me once I made that connection.
Right. And so, Skip talked about the process because it's a gel-like substance that goes on, and then you let it sit for about 10 minutes. You might need to agitate a little bit depending on, what it is. But for the most part, you don't have to agitate. You just leave it on for 10 minutes and then wipe it off. And
all the mildew
comes off.
And it doesn't come back right away either.
Right.
Which is the best part.
Yeah. So it
works.
It's a great product that you should definitely check out. And for me, I'll leave it at that. That's really.
Yeah, no, that's it.
It's a great product. You should definitely check it out.
So McKee's 37, Nautical 1, Extreme Mildew Remover.
Yep.
Bravo. Great job.
Yes.
We love it.
And
now the last one.
The final
This is a boat that we were on. We were on this together, actually, back at Flibs.
With Steve, too.
With Steve as well, and Skip.
Oh, yeah.
We all got on this boat.
Yeah.
And the brand ambassador.
Yep.
And somebody else from their company as well.
There was,
and it was still
somebody selling the boat, I think, or presenting the boat to a potential buyer. And so I think there were like 8 of us on the boat at one point.
At one point in time.
Yeah, there were. Yeah. It's a 31-foot boat.
Yeah.
Right?
So I like this boat. And the reason being is this is a boat that is for activities, right? This is for that person that wants to go out. And just to give you guys an idea, we mentioned it. We're talking about the Solara S-310 in the SC version.
SC version.
The Sports Coupe.
Correct.
So it is a great boat. It's for activities. It can do just about everything you want to do. It's multi-versatile. I mean, you can use this boat for cruising. You can use it as a day boat. You can use it for fishing, water sports.
When I looked at it, it felt like the Swiss Army knives of boats.
It is.
Does that make sense? And especially with the transom seat.
Yes. Yeah. So the transom suite. Yeah. So I was going to mention the transom seat.
Yeah.
The transom seat on this one is a really kind of cool feature.
It's crafty, man.
So it not only does it save space and really create the transom, right? But it folds so you can use it facing forward or facing aft.
Right.
Which is really neat.
Yeah.
Right. And it's got armrests then incorporated into it too that fold up magically.
Exactly. So the cool thing about this transom seat is, like James just said, you can have it facing the bow. You can have it facing aft. You can have it set as a transom so that if you're fishing, you have plenty of space on the swim platform or plenty of entertainment space in the cockpit. like it's quite literally like a little Swiss Army knife seat. It's awesome. I remember when they were showing us, I was like, this is one of the coolest little features.
Pretty neat.
I've ever seen.
Pretty neat. And then it takes you a couple of seconds to figure out how it works. And once you get it working yourself, you're like,
right. You're like,
oh, really
it's
cool.
smooth as butter.
And you just you have to play with it a little more at that point in time,
right.
right?
At that point, it becomes a toy for you. Like,
so the other cool thing about this was the swim platform on this boat. You know, number one, when you step on board, you automatically know that it's got its mat, right? And they use a specific mat. I won't get into the details, but it's got that, so it's not slippery or anything like that. You get a nice firm-footed, on it. You're not afraid you're gonna, lose your footing and slip back into the water or whatever it may be, or fall in between the boat and the dock. That would be the worst. But also, I mean, there's enough room back there that when the transom seat is in its upright position, you can walk through very easily. And even if the motors are up, there's still room. If they're trimmed all the way up and out of the water, there's still room to walk through. And it's very clean too. And there's nothing that's
I was going to say there's
exposed.
nothing that is very exposed.
There's no fuel lines. There's no cables.
All of that is taken care of properly, where it's not exposed, but it's easily accessible.
And then also along that transom area was a nice little electric grill that actually you would use from the swim platform. It had a nice little angle to it. Yeah, exactly. And then the opposing corner had the live well.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I believe you. So
I guess I was checking this boat out hardcore.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I was really kind of concerned with the filming element, right? But the twin Yamaha 300s, right, provide enough power for this vessel, for this size. You have everything you need when it comes to power.
So it gets up and goes.
Yeah.
They talk about it. Arnie, who wrote the article, talks about going full throttle about 6,000 RPMs and getting up to speeds of between 50 and 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Right? And getting out and on the plane very quickly, because it also has a two-step hull.
Yeah.
So it's very, in the other part to this hull is it's got the divots on the forward half of the hull, which helps it when it's cruising speed and actually making
turning
turns.
And
so it's a unique design by them. Very interesting.
So one thing that stands out, and I think our viewers will start to recognize that I very much enjoy the entertainment side of boating, right? One thing that stands out to me, or two things that stood out to me, was how many drink holders there were, right? And then how many usable seats there were.
Yeah, so there's 18 seats in this boat. I wouldn't recommend getting on board with 18 people.
Right, yeah. I don't think that's
but there's obviously enough seating there.
Yeah, where you can entertain. Like, so I love that. And then the space that they created, not just in the cockpit, but in the bow, right?
Yep.
And
that area's got a lot of seating too, but also it can transform into a sun pad.
Exactly.
Which is really nice. It's got the filler cushions. You turn it into a sun pad. You can be out there baking and roasting in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Please wear your sunscreen.
Every part of this vessel is multifunctional.
It is. It's an all-around great, versatile boat, no matter what you're doing. And that's probably what turns me to this boat, because I enjoy everything outdoors. From wanting to go cruising to, doing some water sports, to doing some fishing, to taking it to the sandbar, to, and it's just so versatile with what you can do on this boat. It's very well thought out. Fluid Motion, who makes this boat, they also make Ranger tugs and cutwaters.
Right.
So they got a lot of history in building boats. The Solara line is very well thought out and very well geared, and it has a nice look to it. When you get all the toys on this one, which a lot of them come standard actually. Yeah. From the LED lighting, the stereo system that's multi-zone, and then everything.
The fact that the hardtop is, you have windows all the way around. You have the hardtop. You have the bolstered helm seat, which gives you full clear vision all around the boat. So it's just everything about it.
The helm too. One of the things that I liked about the helm itself is the two MFDs with the in-engine data in the middle in between them. It tilts.
Yes.
So you can, the importance between that and especially me, I wear glasses obviously, and the sun is already bad, so I get tons of extra glare. but now I can tilt them so I can actually see them. Because a lot of times on certain boats, I can't really see them. I'm always kind of having to dodge and weave and work around the glare. With this, I can actually adjust them so I don't see the glare, which is really nice.
What's the sun? It's not called the sunroof, is it? Like, what was that called? The retractable? No.
It's called a sunroof, a retractable sunroof.
The retractable sunroof? Yeah.
Yes.
So I love that because the fact is, sometimes you want to be in the sun, but, you're driving the boat. So the fact that they have that in the hardtop is incredible. And then they created a cabin space with everything we've already described in this 31-foot boat. They created a cabin space. So if you did want to overnight, you could.
You could. Absolutely.
You could. And they have a shower. It's an outside shower.
It's kind of like the outdoorsman boats. That's why
it really is.
That's why we stared at it all day at the, at the Florida Outdoor Expo.
Yeah.
Pocket Yachts had one there, and you keep staring at it and you keep getting attracted by it. It's like, okay, it's growing on me.
I really understand. Like, I'd already been on it, but I really understand why somebody who maybe hasn't seen a Solara in person or had the chance to get on board would go check it out. Because at the Florida Outdoor Expo, they were all like, everyone was kind of flocking to those boats. They really were.
Well, it can be a boat that you use to go do an overnighter on an island.
Yeah, it really is such a
Florida, we've got a lot of those opportunities on the Florida coast. I mean, we got more coastline than any other state, which means there's more opportunities than any other state to actually go do something.
Yeah.
Beach your boat, spend the night on it. There's all sorts of places that you can go. And this boat absolutely allows for it. You can get a bow ladder so you can beach your boat and climb over the bow. Yeah. There's just so much that you can do. It's a family-friendly boat. You can do it entertaining, like I said, fishing, just absolutely every last little detail they have thought about and done it in a nice way.
Yeah, I agree.
So for me, maybe I like a Solara. Oh, also, it's 31 feet, so it's trailerable too.
Right.
So here's the other aspect to that. Not only is it going to be a boat that you can use just down here in South Florida, but if you wanted to go to the Lake of the Ozarks, put it on the trailer, take it to the Lake of the Ozarks, or take it to some of the lakes out west.
Yep.
You can do that type of thing. Yep. And that's great. So it truly is one of the most versatile boats that we've seen and covered.
It really is. And we have this article online, so I'll link that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I just put it up online.
It's a boat worth taking a look at. If you're looking for a very versatile boat, and on top of all of this, it's very well priced. That's all I'm going to say. It is very well priced.
Oh, yeah, especially for all the detail that clearly went into it. Yep.
You can get a bow camera that comes standard. I mean, there's a lot of standard things on this boat
that
would be optional with others.
Absolutely.
So very well done. Solara.
Bravo. Yep.
Great job.
Like today, the three topics that we talked about today, just each one of them impressed us in their own unique way.
Right. From the Furuno MFDs and their new look, functionality, and the mapping, and what they do with AI.
Yeah.
Right. Let's face it, AI is becoming a part of everybody's everyday life.
But the demonstration of the AI, most people are like, okay, how does it work? It's actually very impressive.
Right.
Yeah.
Cleaning products,
which is important.
Can't beat. Best in the industry.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned. And then we talked about the Solara just now, which is
fantastic boat.
Absolutely. Yeah. I guarantee you we're going to start seeing a lot more Solaras on the East Coast.
Oh, absolutely.
Now that people will catch on to these, see a lot more.
I completely agree.
Well, that's all that we got to cover.
That's everything today.
Those are our three subjects.
Fantastic.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
I'm good.
You're good? So make sure that you come back and check us out next week. I'm James Anderson.
I'm Ian Sneed. Do I look good on camera there or no? No, I'm serious.
You got a couple of hairs out of place.
Oh, that's not what I'm worried about. Am I good in frame? I'm not like too far off. Do I need to slide over?
And scoot your chair forward a little bit. Why, so you think you can be in front of me?
We're even. Ish.
Displays product boat.
They were on
Displays
page.
Product boat.
I'm going to sneeze.
Don't sneeze. Don't do it.
What's up, man?
You're special. that it?
Yeah, I think so.
I can go home now?
Yeah, get out of here, man. It's 3:12.
I'm out of here.
You're welcome.